Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stream. And if you're watching on YouTube, hi all, and welcome to the stream or the VOD, whichever. You can do both. Yes, you can. VODs on YouTube last, well, in perpetuity, I suppose. So basically as long as YouTube lasts, which, probably a while. Okay, we've already meandered down into some strange land, some strange direction already. Right. Okay, we seem to be live over on the YouTube as well. Okay, good stuff. So we'll go to the live screen on YouTube and live screen over on the Twitch. There we are. We're all lived up. Yes, we are. Now, do we have transcoding on Twitch? Let's go and have a look. Yay! Yes, we do. Okay, good stuff. Give away. Close. And then give away. Reset as well. There we go. Right. Now, if you remember the last time, we fluffed up a bit. Yes, we did. We were doing one of the Inferno quests, and the character that needed it crashed. And then we carried on with the quest, not realizing we forgot to rejoin team with the other character. Oh, yes. It's beer o'clock. And my emergency alarm to start the stream has gone off. There we are. Right, back again. So, chutney, slancher, skal, frust, and as many others as can possibly be thought of. Right. So we do require some buffage. Our own buffs, obviously. Oh, I have a better crit buff I should be using. There we go. Right. Oh yeah, I was going to look at, the HUD items. No, she's not wearing them. The defensive... too low. Can't think what they're called, that's the problem. Hang on. Let's go look at a high level player. No! Already? God damn it. Rage Star, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Deary me. Barely started in a crash. I had just been playing Fallout London when I looked at the time and went, oh! Yeah, doing third playthrough, but exploring a lot more of the other factions, a lot more. There's a lot more to the game than I saw the first time playing through it. So, yeah, kind of awesome, actually. Yeah, let's try a big player. Yeah, stuff like this. Infused Ancient Defender. I'm gonna quickly copy. Yeah, that was what I want to do. Yeah. Double check the bits that I need. Yes, beer o'clock, everyone. We did see the parts we needed the last time I looked, but they were really expensive. Right, okay, so it's going to be under General and empty ancient device. I mean, it's not like I haven't got the creds, it's just I don't like spending them. Oh, that's better. Okay, one. You're the cheapest. Okay, bye. Can I get 3? Have I got enough? Not enough to complete. Yeah, someone wanted 3 billion last time. I was like, nope, not happening. 999. Send that. Give it a min for the credits to process. I want 3. I want Defender, Infused Defender, Nano Skill, and then something else. Probably won't have enough credits now for the for the other bits. So that's the Defender one. Vision Preservation Unit. What was that? No. There was the other one you can make as well. There's a Nano Skill one. Right, okay, how many creds have I got left? Oof, right. Defender MEMS. Let's quickly check I haven't sat on some. I know I haven't got any of the containers. So they were... Nope, don't have any. Okay. Nope. I've got the money to buy them. It's not that. It's like... That's just greedy, asking so much. It feels greedy anyway. Oh, I remember when you could go to the shops with £1 in your pocket, come home with a loaf of bread, box of eggs, milk. Can't do it these days. Too many cameras everywhere. It's an old joke. Oh dear. Right. Let's talk to the freelancers. I think the first time I got some of those mems, I think I made them out of all the parts, but probably wasn't even 500,000. Freelancer thing. It's an alien week looking at it. I've got mail. We just have to get the other bits at another time. Yeah, you can make other ones as well though, can't you? You can make the nano skill one, but I think you can make a weapon skill one as well. Chewie's buffs and Chewie's warps. Get some dailies done. Oh yeah, this was the daily reward. Face font Banshee cream. That's okay. I think I prefer the other one though. Depends what you're going for, doesn't it? It's all personal choice after all. Right, see what daily missions we get today. Applying for a job. Straightforward, please. What do we get? Basic shoplifter. Hate that one. Never mind, we'll get it done. Elite, we'll go prisoner. You know, we like to be original. Alien. Aliens alone. What have we got? Terminate the alien cocoons. Okay. David Eardra. Haven't played AO in a bit. How's the current state of the game? Pretty good, actually. Scripting is still active. Automate this game. Yeah, but in a positive way. So you've now got buff bots, organised for free for everyone. So you can, you know, be anywhere on Rubicar and just shout a command to get anywhere else. Scotty boy! Just fluffed my aim shot again. I keep doing that. Maybe I should move the keys further apart. Yeah, so you can get around pretty much the whole of Rubicar for free at any level by scripting automation. Then BuffBots will give you a menu of buffs you can have, and there are groups of them for every conceivable buff dotted all around Rubicar in every territory. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. One of the biggest gripes we heard was people saying, oh, I can never get the buffs I want, you know? It's not playing just when, yeah, it's pretty much any prominent playfield that you would normally want to get to, in a location you would want to get to, like a prisoner, for instance, and stuff like that. And then the buff bots include paid characters now as well, so you can get the higher end buffs and stuff. And depending on how long ago you stopped playing, there was Pyramid of Home opened, then Temple of the Three Winds, and then high-level Subway as well. So you got 3 new high-level dungeons with new gear in them. Meaningful gear as well, not just cosmetic, but like best in slot gear. No more shouting in OCC asking for buffs. Yeah, pretty much. So people can get all the buffs they want when they want them. People can get around the map as and when they want to. You know, it's all a positive, really. There's very little downside. I like it anyway. And the amount of effort that's gone into it is pretty impressive. I mean, around the time of the anniversary celebrations this year, when people wanted to get, you know, to the next world boss, the automated beacon warp bots had a separate menu as well. So it would queue, you just said, walk me there, and it would queue you to quite close by. It's pretty awesome. Well, in the early days, exploring the world map was awesome fun. But once you've played for 23 years and you know every area on Rubicar, you just want to get from A to B, you know. It's like moving to a city or something, you know, you go off and do the tourist thing for a few months and then you're sort of like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that no more. Just want to get from A to B, you know, it becomes lived in. Do you know what I mean? But I remember finding the first Yalm and exploring high-level areas from the skies, safe, you know, in relative safety. Although back then, you know, if you zoned in the Yalm, you ended up stuck on the floor on the other side of the zone, usually in water, and then piranhas would attack you. Scrambled to get to the beach or the shore or whatever. Should put more points into swimming. Yeah, they actually had a function at one time. It's now a disabled skill. What? The Snot Lester is now following. I think I'm saying that right. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, people did put IP into swimming as well. Yeah, once you know the map kind of off by heart, the joy of exploring it isn't quite the same as it was when it was all new. You know, that's all it means. For someone new, you know, it's awesome. Exploring the world and seeing the sights and finding things you didn't know existed. It's great. But in the, you know, minutiae of day to day, okay, I've got a mission all the way out here, you know, and I need to get back to the mission agent, back to the mission agency, and there's a, you know, there's a grid, there's a warp for it. Do not be tricked. I am, in fact, Lester. Name was taken by that. Okay. If you're new, you probably won't know. Yeah, until someone tells you. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, when did they put this in the game? It's like, they didn't. They being Funcom. We did. Players did that, you know? Right. Where are we going to go next? Talk to the warden. In fact, you can talk to any of them, but... How low the population buff bots are a necessity rather than a huge quality of life. Well, that's perspective. If that's your perspective, you're not wrong. It's just that's your perspective. Make sure I did get the right one. I did. I mean, if those bots had have existed in 2001, they'd have been immensely popular. No two ways about it. They'd have been hugely popular. But the technology to run multiple accounts from a single PC, just not a chance. You got to remember how crap our computers were in 2001. Yeah, well, largely quite happy with it because it's benign and beneficial and doesn't cause issues. As soon as you introduce botting of any kind into PvP, then no. You know, mass PvP, no. Everyone hates it. But, you know, when it comes down to... Because so much of the game is instanced, like Pandemonium, the new dungeons, all these other things... You kind of, you're not, you know, treading on anyone else's dinner, peeing on anyone else's chips when you do it. It just makes life easier and, you know. Yeah, boxing, botting, whatever you want to call it, in PvP is just like, no, nobody wants that except the people that do it. There's two guys, and they were doing another thing as well. You know, add 2 zeros to all these stats. So 2 zeros to health, nano, add all def, and add damage on burner froob accounts, making NTs and taking out a quality 300 base in like 20 seconds. Just going straight to the CT tower and just nuking the nuts out of it with 32 characters. That just killed it. I just stopped bothering with PvP when it got like that. I used to quite enjoy, you know, like even like several hour long battles over bases in an evening. You know, with your guild and a couple of other guilds all working together, jumping from one base to the next and all this kind of stuff. And once that became prevalent and it was clear Funcom weren't going to do anything about it, I just went, you know what? PvP doesn't exist for me. So if I go somewhere that's in gas, I just accept the fact, well, you could die. I just don't care. It means nothing to me. Which is sad, because I used to like it. And it used to be good-spirited as well, you know. Oh, good fight. Yeah, good duel. GG. You know, it used to be like that, and now you don't know. You're looking for a kind of legit fight, and you don't know if you're going to get one or not. And in mass PvP, you almost certainly won't these days. and 8 minutes. Yeah, that's it. Oh, God. I mean, you got to remember, Dragonfly was in my guild back in the day. Yeah, World PvP was exciting. Do you remember the old rules as well? Once you hit level 75, everyone 75 and above could start a battle with you. It wasn't sort of segregated. So if you had someone at level 150, 190, or even 200, they could attack a level 75, which was just like egregiously outbalanced. So you get... Dragonfly was a swine for it, though. He was just addicted to the PvP thing. But he'd sort of go into global chat or whatever, you know, OOC. Help, I'm meet me there. I'm trying to get to the grid when it was 25% gas in the middle of Meet Me There outside Bazit's, and the grid was on the inside. I can't get to the grid. There's a level 200 trying to gank me. And he would go to someone in trying to come in and help him. And they'd come in and he'd be like 150, knock 7 shades out of them or something. Yeah. When Dimash was like slightly overpowered as well. He had a web page. I've still got all the data from it. And it starts off with the petting zoo, the graveyard, and it moves on and on through his PvP career. And he tells the tale of Dragonfleet and all the time stays in character of the character he was playing. It was just the funniest thing you've ever read, honestly. I mean, the guy's middle-aged by now, most probably, but yeah. It's kind of nuts. Yeah, counter-ganking and, yeah. Right, we're gonna FP dock. Help my memory here, wasn't it like loot drop? Yeah, you could. Yeah, if they lost enough XP, you could take any items from their inventory that they'd picked up without saving. So if you picked up a bunch of items, saved, got killed, you could loot them, but it would be an empty loot table. If they'd been in a mission and they got ganked outside it with the item they'd gone in for, let's say, and therefore hadn't saved, and you killed them, you could loot them. I looted someone. Yeah, I remember doing it, and the guy was like, please, it took me like 4 hours to roll this mission, yada, 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 and I was like, yeah, all right, dude, I'll give him back. And I just gave him, it was like a couple of pistols or something they needed, and I just went, yeah, I can't be that cruel, I'm just not an arsehole, I can't do it. You know, I don't care what faction you're on. You're just another person playing the same game as me, and I can't be that mean. So I just, you know, gave them back. Maybe that was right, maybe it was wrong. It was the decision I was prepared to make at the time. I'm getting another beer. Yeah, I had it happen to me. Cannot remember the guy's name, but we ended up being friends in the same guild, you know, like a year later or whatever. I came out of a mission, and I'd rolled the mission just to get the nano, a loot mission. And I came out, it was in Southern Fowl Hills. And you know now you've got like a few seconds of countdown when you enter gas. In the old days, you didn't. It was like maybe 2 seconds and you were attackable, you know? Yeah, he ganked me and looted me. So the items I got from the mission went in the reclaim. And I messaged him and said, mate, come on. What are you going to do with an ADV Nano? You're a soldier. And he was like, sell it. It's like, thanks. But yeah, I can't remember his name, but I do remember we ended up as friends. My first PvP experience in AO, my first character, I spawned in Tier Backyard 9, which is near the Chick Fight bar and the old arena. So I come out of the backyard, I've been in there, a good couple of hours. I come out And I go, oh, should I go left or go right? I go, I'll go right. And then, damn, the game's crashed. It's frozen. I thought, I'll give it a minute. And then I zoned, because my computer was so crap at the time, I couldn't see the zone border. You know, like the pink, floaty, cloudy thingies. Couldn't even see them. So I zoned. I went, oh, there's all these people stood in that, you know, square over there. So I ran in and went, hey, all, and started chatting away. Next thing you know, I get annihilated by God knows how many of them. And it's like, welcome to Anarchy Online. I was like, oh, is that how it is? And back then we had, oh God, it was half a megabyte, so 512k internet connection. Slightly better than dial-up, certainly on latency and stuff. But that's how we connected. God, when I got that, where we live in North Wales, in 2001, every friend I had, young, old, whatever, they were all still on dial-up, which was like tops 56k. And they'd go, oh, couldn't you download? And I can remember the night, a friend of mine said, there's a new version of Windows coming out, and it's looking really good. I can download it on, I can't think what it was. It looked like a DOS screen. And he knew his way around it in the lingo and stuff. And he said, could I install that on your computer and ask to get it downloaded? This is before peer-to-peer and torrents and whatnot. I was like, yeah, okay. And we got it, and we burned it to CDs, and then spent the rest of the evening installing the new Windows. It was Windows XP. The one you've probably seen the meme of it. You know, X number of days to release, and there's a guy in front with Windows XP Professional and the serial written on it, and it just worked. I can remember that. But you know what? I actually paid for Windows XP in the end. And then I paid for Windows 7 Professional Edition, direct from Microsoft. And then I had the free upgrade to 10. I've no interest. I never bothered with 8, never bothered with 8.1. Got 10. 10's okay. I've got no interest in 11 whatsoever. The only reason I'll go to 11 is if they introduce, I don't know, DirectX 13 that only runs on Windows 11, then maybe I'll do it, and then I'll reskin the desktop so it looks exactly like Windows 7 does. The problem with 8 was they were trying to design it to be something that worked well on like touchscreen PCs and on tablets and stuff, if that makes sense. But no one wants to work on a PC like this, with the bloody arms extended all the way outwards. Nobody wants to use a PC in that way. They want their arms comfortable and relaxed on a desk in front of them with a keyboard. You know, on a laptop, yeah, because it's right there. But, you know, regular box PC, nobody wants it. Over on the YouTube, Delinquent Cadre. Hello. Welcome on in. Yeah, they can do the thing right. I never tried. I tried the betas of Vista, and I remember them saying we're going to release Candidate XY, whatever the hell it was, and the entire forum was basically, you can't release this. I'm not even joking. Like the entire feedback forum from the beta testers was like, you can't possibly release this. This is not ready for market. They released it. Not that the shade needs any help from me, but there you go, UBT. the shade will just stun it and hold aggro, full stop. Ex-Massacre. Crux. Massacre? I don't know. Hey, Carlos, hey, welcome to the stream. So we are dual streaming at the moment. We're on the YouTube and also over on Twitch. I know, I keep getting asked to do it. And the biggest problem I've got is my time constraints. So if you're going to do everything together, it's brilliant. The whole concept's great. I love it. The problem I've got is everyone goes, right, Thursday night, we're all going to go and do such and such at Temple of the Three Winds or something like that. I can't. I'm working. I can't. I'm going to miss it. You know what I mean? So... You know what I mean? That's the thing. It is the time constraint. So in order to follow its own rules, you know, we can only have the buffs that we've managed to get. We can only group together with each other, etc. It's all good. I'm all for it. I think it's awesome. But for someone like me, I'm going to be pottering around solo for so long. Doing like crawling at like 0 mile an hour, getting nowhere. Yeah, that's it. Well, I work a lot of evening stuff. I do like emergency calls. That's my job. So, like, when I finish work, I don't want to play. I'm just like, no, I'm done. You know, I need to decompress. I need the downtime from it. Because, you know, you just dealt with... I can't even tell you. But, yeah, someone that's lost everything in a house fire, you know? And you've got them... you know, calm enough that you can get them into a hotel and get the loss adjuster down there, get the structural engineers there. You know, and their life's never going to be the same. They've maybe lost a pet or something, you know, I mean. And you've got that person on the phone for a couple of hours. It's just, yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. You know, it's emotionally draining, you know, if you care about other people anyway. If you have no empathy, it's probably fine, but I do. You know. Yeah, so that can happen. It's pretty... That event is quite rare. But yeah, you get trained, but the only way you know if you can actually handle it is to do it. You know, and if you can, then you can. And if you can't, then you can't. You know, it's really that simple. Yeah, it can be, but I've got a lot of coping mechanisms. I'm 55 years old. I've seen shit. Rutger Hauer's speech from Blade Runner. I have seen things that would... Yeah. I seriously have seen stuff, though. So, yeah. And I've lived through loss, you know, of all kinds. And, yeah, it does help. It helps me empathise with them. It helps me make a connection with them. Make them feel a little bit better, you know, in some small way. And help them. I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Yeah, I have. Yeah, the whole 9 yards, man. I've seen some shit. You know, and I just want to help people cope with it. It is such a good quote. Yeah, it's such a good movie. Even the second movie's really good. I mean, it's how many official endings does it have? You know, and yeah, it's crazy. The whole Blade Runner thing based on do androids dream of electric sheep? You know, but it's so much more. I mean, not saying Asimov wasn't a genius, because he was, but also sometimes you can take the original material and go further forward with it if you respect it enough. Or you can utterly destroy it if you don't understand the original material. Both are equally true. Thankfully, it landed in the lap of an artist like Ridley Scott. And I do mean artist. That's what he is. He was an art student. Which is why every shot in his movie, especially the Blade Runner ones, are just... The entire shot is just a thing of beauty. Because of the way he looks at things like that. Yeah, there's way too much... You know, I've been a writer for 5 minutes, and I think I know... You know, anyone that's read the Silmarillion, which is the other book... One of the other books that Tolkien wrote, or people that have actually read the Lord of the Rings trilogy, that new Rings of Power, it's just, what? What the fuck is this? No, it's all completely wrong. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, you know, you can chuck billions and billions of dollars or whatever currency you care to mention at it, but you have to respect the source material, because if you don't, it sucks arse. Is that, yeah, right. Anyone that's read the original Tolkien novels or and then the other extended novels beyond it, like The Hobbit, or I can never say it correctly, Silmarillion, which is more of an explanation of lore and, you know, what Gandalf and the other wizards are, including Sauron. Sauron can never be truly killed. He's sort of the same as Gandalf. When he fights the Balrog, you know, you shall not pass! You know, fucking Ian McKellen giving it large. Brilliant job. Etc. And he comes back as Gandalf the White. It's because of what he is. It's difficult to explain to someone that's not into it, but he's essentially him, and the other wizards are basically angels created by a god. In this universe, the god. And how their presence is in the world is what you see in the movie. So he comes back as a more powerful wizard because he's sent back. Yeah, he's an eternal deity, basically. 210, yes, let's go. Nano Doctorate's finished, Rifle Mastery's done, Black Ops for more of the same. There we go. Yeah, Gandalf is... I mean, they defeat Sauron, but they don't destroy him. And it's not as somehow Palpatine came back. Again, that was just dog shit. That was just dog shit. Oh my god. Yeah, somehow Palpatine came back. Oh boy. I went to the movie theatre, I watched The Force Awakens and went, yeah, okay, it's a retread, but I'm here for it. Oh my god, you killed Off Hatton? You did what? Oh, turns out Harrison Ford said the only way I'll do it is if you kill the character. I thought he was dead in Empire. And I'm like, yeah, that's Harrison, all right. And then I went to the cinema again because it was like, okay, this new guy's come in. He did a lot of stuff with Buffy and stuff that was really good. Okay, yeah, I'll give this Ryan guy a chance. Disappointed they didn't carry on with JJ because he kind of had it all mapped out. So they've got this guy. I walked in. It's about 35 minutes in. Got up, walked out. Haven't seen anything since, except for the memes. I'm not even joking. I was just like, what the hell is this even meant to be? You know? Let's rewrite the main characters from the original show. Let's rewrite them. No, not they've suffered, they've changed. And the whole thing was just complete and utter. And someone that's studied media arts and cinema, it's just... And just as an individual human being with my own personal sensibility, it was just dog shit. Absolute dog shit. I was disgusted by it. I walked out and I have no interest in any of it since then. The only thing, there's only 3 things that came out since then that are worth watching. One is Mandalorian Season 1 and 2. Don't bother with 3. 3 doesn't really make sense. It's fine, but it doesn't make sense, and it's kind of popcorn, and that's okay. Andor, which is superb, right? Andor is just simply really good, well written, incredibly well crafted. It's kind of a slow burn, like Breaking Bad was, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And then the Kenobi story does have its highlights. It's the weakest of those 3. Book of Boba Fett, weaker than Mando, weaker than Mando Season 3, I would say. And then the latest thing, the smiley face, whatever he is. What was it? The one where they had Carry On Moss. And they were like, oh, Carry On Moss is going to be in it. And then kill her off in the first 5 minutes. And then it gets worse and worse and worse and worse to the point where I stopped watching. And then the whole, oh, Anakin wasn't special. Anyone can do it. The many. And all this bullshit and these inane, vapid, vacuous characters. Oh, it's just... What even is this, you know? It was just like the worst fan fiction I've ever seen in my life. No disrespect to the actors. Actors do what they're paid to do, which is act, which is fine. It's not the actor's fault. It's not the camera crew's fault. You know, they film the shots they're told to film. You know, I don't hate on any person that was in it, except possibly whoever okayed what the writers wrote. Yeah, it's all in the writing. It's all in the writing. You watch, you know, The Fellowship of the Ring, right? First 20 minutes of the film, Gandalf comes into Hobbiton. Now imagine, even someone that's never read the books doesn't get the significance of that. Comes into Hobbiton and, you know, he's doing stuff and blah, 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 and the kids all love him, and the grown-ups are kind of joining in, but then some of the women come out from the homes and, like, scowling. What we don't like him. Oh, sorry, yeah, no, oh, boo, yes, I don't like him. And then he meets with Frodo and, oh, you know, you're late. Wizard is never late, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, who he is, how the village feels about him, who the villagers are, what kind of people they are, and we're off. We know exactly where we are and what we're doing, you know? Because that's what Tolkien wrote. That's it. It's as simple as that. They stuck with the book as much as they could. I mean, it would have been 14 3-hour movies otherwise, but, you know, that's books to film, isn't it? You know? And it's not a fact that you couldn't do that and sell it as a movie. It's just that movie theatres don't want to only sell X number of tickets or seats every day. You know, they've got, we need to, we need this many bums on seats to stay open every day. He kind of bigged up Arrowen and things like that and all this, and that's okay. Because she is actually quite an important character, but she's not nearly as big in the books and stuff. Of all the places to effing crash. Oh my God, we're going to just wake up dead. Really? Really, really? Oh boy, this will be fun. Yeah, I could not do a better job than he did. 1,000,000% I could not do as good a job as he did. I'm dead. I think I died. Yep, of course I did. I hate this mission, it's shit. That was quick. That was a quick death, though. I don't know how many people attacked or how many guards attacked, but obviously as I'm running against a pigging wall, having crashed, it's not difficult to do. Yeah, trying to condense Lord of the Rings into three movies was quite an achievement. Well, yes and no, David, because some of it is based on his experiences in World War One, like the Battle of the Somme and the trenches and the misery of that war, as well as how beautiful the British countryside is. It's his writing is based on his incredible skill and knowledge. I mean, he was, the dictionary? Tolkien wrote it. Literally, Tolkien wrote the dictionary. I'm not even joking. Look at the guy's history. It's staggering. He didn't set out to write a story. Tolkien created a language and then decided it needed a backstory and then wrote Lord of the Rings. Guy's incredible. Yeah, I mean, and The Hobbit, I feel bad for Jackson because he said he didn't want to do it. And the movie company said, well, we're going to do it. We're going to do it with you or without you. And he was like, oh, God, no, don't do it without. Okay. And then he had to rush it. That's the thing. He had to rush it. Didn't have enough time to really craft it in the way he would have wanted to. So, yeah. He did the best he could in the time he had, more than anything else, with The Hobbit. And The Hobbit is much weaker and did not need to be 3 movies. It really didn't. And he knows that, but he was like, I got no choice here. Yeah, no one could have done it better in the time that he had to do it. That's the thing. He did not have a long enough period of time to pre-production and think about how to do what they were going to do. I mean, where's Bombadil and where's all the time spent with Bear Guy, and just he did what he could with the time he had. It was a bit sad without Bombadil. Yeah. He's not in it at all, is he? I don't think he's in it at all. Yeah, well, Frodo losing it at the beginning. Well, no, Frodo is losing it at the end of it, but it's Bilbo that goes on the adventure. It's Bilbo that's losing his mind. Says, I feel very thin, like butter spread on bread, very spread out. He's succumbing to the ring, just like Gollum did, basically. Or what was his name? Smeagol, before he became Gollum. Yeah, Bombadil, he seems to be unaffected by it. But Bombadil is, he's not one of the angel characters like Gandalf and Saruman and so forth. It's been years and years since I've read the books, but certain things stay with you, like what orcs are. They're kind of cursed, mutated, bastardized version of an elf. Do you know what I mean? They're all male. They've got a hive mind, effectively. They've got no free will. They're dark as dark gets. Bombadil is basically Tolkien's. Yeah, I've heard that. Sadly, we can't confirm it with Tolkien, but I'm sure he would let us know where he's still with us. I feel like I'm missing buffs here. Because I am. I mean, Christopher Lee was a soldier in the Second World War. He was SAS. And there's a clip, if you've got the Blu-rays or DVDs or whatever, there's like a clip of Jackson saying, okay, someone's going to come up and they're going to stick a knife in the back of him and he's going to go and drop. And Christopher Lee goes, no. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, no, he wouldn't make a sound. And he says it with utter finality and like... and Jackson just went, what he says? So, yeah, Christopher Lee has seen stuff, let's say. Oh, an absolute legend, Christopher Lee. You watch documentaries on his life. Agent Mackie, that's Lady Sky Cannon. Okay, so we want some cost, I think. Rejuice, good evening, welcome to the stream. And then Gnome Harvester. Have I tried Lord of the Rings Online? I have when it launched. Whenever that was. I don't think I did much with it. I think I'd started in the Shire as a hobbit and tried to walk to Mordor or something stupid, you know, for a couple of hours and then gave up. For no reason other than the game would let me try, which is cool. Yeah, Christopher Lee is a legend in his own lifetime. Have no doubt about that. Yeah, I've not played it enough that I could tell you anything about it. You know, it was free on Steam, free to play. Thought, oh, I'll check it out. It barely ran on my crappy computer at the time. And I just left it at that, you know. When did it actually come out? Because that's when I tried it. When did it release? 2007, yeah. I goofed around with it, and then I think I played Fallout 3. I had a guild mate who played it a lot. Like, was quite well respected in the game. He could craft everything and yada yada. Quite a cool guy. But I met him in Star Wars The Old Republic online, which I quite enjoyed, but it was basically WoW with a Star Wars wrapper. But it was good fun for a time. But then the way they managed the game was piss poor. Like, there was a massive interest to begin with dozens and dozens of servers, and then as that started to decline, they started consolidating servers, so what your guild was on one server was suddenly, it wasn't that anymore. It was in competition with this guild, and then you'd spend weeks and weeks farming purples, which, if you don't know, just means like best in slot item, you know, is a purple, some description. And then the did an update and suddenly you could be 5 or 10 levels higher, and the gear that you'd spend weeks and weeks farming was like not as good as the green drops, which are like the basic stuff from generic mobs. And the crafting system drove me to distraction. Because to farm materials, you had to send off your companions to do it for real-time hours. I have a Prezi for your agent. You do? Okay. Is it something this character desperately needs? Hope so. But, you know. Goodbye. There we go. So that's completed freelancers. Let's go hand that in. Where was I? Saw Lady Sky Cannon's agent over here by the buff bots. I do not see them there anymore. I'm on my way to ICC. If you want to give me anything, I'm more than happy. All right, I'll be right there. I'm just going to hand in the freelancers. Can't imagine what you've got, but okay. Closest game to Anarchy I've played. Honestly, nothing actually comes close. Tried loads, but it's only games like Deus Ex, the original, maybe, with the skill system and items and building out the character and coming up with different ways to solve the same problems. But in terms of MMO, yeah, none of them. Just like literally none of them. Oh, a alpha and a beta cube. Oh, hang on, let me make space. Oh yeah, we don't need that. I know it's a quest reward, but it's a piece of crap. Thank you very much. Shall have to put them elsewhere for now because I don't have the deck for them, but much appreciated. Thank you, Lady Sky Cannon. Neocron, yes, I remember that. That's the one where one of you could help the other one up and stuff like that. I remember that one. I remember trying the beta, but but it had player collision, didn't it? That was the problem. Yeah, this was it. The big silver thing pointing the way over your head. That was weird. In the version of it I played. 2002. Oh my god, yeah, I do remember it. Yeah. I remember someone shot at a guard and then stood behind me, and the guard trying to shoot at them killed me. That was a thing in that game, which is just bonkers. I tried Lineage 2 for about a couple of weeks, maybe. And that had player collision. Like, in AO, you don't. So, if someone's in your way, it's just like... Doesn't matter. Sorry, Lady Skycan, I'm using you as an example. But it literally doesn't matter. You will just pass through each other. There's no collision. But in Neocron and in... Lineage 2, it had player collision. So if a bunch of people stood at a gateway, shoulder to shoulder, you were stuck. You couldn't get past them. You were literally stuck in that village or wherever the hell you were. You couldn't do what I just did. You were like, So that was more aim shot. Nice. We might as well max out marksman, for God's sake. If I use these now, they don't do anything. Yeah, you must have your nano deck, and I haven't got it yet. So, yeah. Oh, fab weapon. Yeah, that was Zoop AO gifted that. Gave me the VP to buy it and the upgrade bios. Which is a good stand-in weapon before you get to, I don't know, like what you've got. Because if you look at this, rifle 2,201, aim shot, damage 275, 550. And then if you look at Lady Sky Cannon's rifle, the Ganker, 350 to 580. And it's faster. And it gives you health, all off, 175 concealment, and again is diseased. It's a serious rifle. And also has twice the ammo capacity, so fewer reloads. You know, it's pretty awesome. Right, let's go and get ourselves a Doja. Much appreciated, Lady Skyconon. As soon as I've done the Doja quest, the Dust Brigade quest, yeah, that'll be very, very cool. I at least have the don't have to mess around with armor anymore. Combined ring, which we did last stream, which was last night, effectively. Yeah, so in this new Rings of Power Season 2, they've replaced 2 of the key actors without explanation, which is, you know, would have been okay, but for anyone not watching or has only loosely been viewing it, they're going to be, what the fuck's this? What's going on? Where are we? Why is this happening? You know, it's bad. And then they've changed orcs from what orcs actually are into orcs are a species. There's male and female. They have children and they care about where they live and how they live. And it's like, that's not orcs. They're drones. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's kind of bad. Right, well, we've got MP. Actually, let's throw this on. And one of them. And a demon. Pets on follow. Okay. I need to get the buffs for the pet, the attack pet though. Have you done prisoner? I have, Lady Sky Cannon, thank you. If you like Rings of Power, it's fine. You know, if you just watch it as a fantasy show, that's fine. But if you've read the books and you're into Tolkien's world and his lore, it's god awful. I'm sorry, it's terrible. I mean, beyond belief terrible. You can't just reinvent crap, you know what I mean? Left on dock. Oh god, 5 minutes, okay. Yeah, just if you're a fan of Tolkien, it's probably a bad idea to watch it because it's just gonna piss you off. Sorry. If you've never seen Lord of the Rings, then you might be alright. And this is the thing, the pretense of it was we're making a show about what happened between the formation of the rings and you know, that time, you know, before the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So what happened after the rings were made? How did it affect the world? How did all that play out? I'm all there for that. That sounds awesome. But the show they've got is just so bad. And then they kill Sauron in it, who, like Gandalf and the other sort of effectively demigods, can't happen. And he slithers off like they watched Venom and went, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. It was just so bad. It was difficult to watch, it was so bad. You know when you're watching something you go, oh, yeah, it says 45 minutes, but we're going to get a recap. So that's like 10 minutes, and then we're going to get something else. So effectively, it's only going to be like 30 minutes, and then like even 30 minutes into it, you're like, how much more is there? You're just really, really waiting for the end. FB dock 2 minutes. Come over here, you. Over here, Mr. Lizard. Stay there. You're kind of the same, yeah, you're kind of in the way there as well. So you come over here by this one. Yeah, well, corporations got involved and they do what they always do, which is basically fuck everything. They're looking for, like, they turn gourmet meals into muck burgers. That's what they do. They want that show to be made for the least amount of effort and money and give them the biggest possible return. That's what they want. That's how corporations work, you know, year-on-year profit every year despite living on a planet that is finite. So the only thing you can do is hire writers that you probably shouldn't. You know, and hope they don't fluff it up too badly. With MMOs, people experimented, they tried new things, and then WoW came out. WoW was this massively successful game in monetary terms. And everybody that had an MMO looking for backing to get the game made was told, just make WoW. No, just, yeah, everything you said, but make it like this game. This game makes money, so make it like that. Not interested in anything artistic, thoughtful, insightful, meaningful, new, thoughtful, engaging. No, just make this. This makes money, so make it. Yeah, Galaxies was innovative and had fresh new ideas, and it had very quickly found its own audience and its own community. But then Sony went, but WoW's successful, make it like WoW, and destroyed it overnight, trying to turn something that the Mona Lisa into a Big Mac. They just completely effed it. I mean, I'm not even joking, they really did. Sony Online Entertainment, yeah. That they did it. You know, the game devs, they didn't want to do it, but, you know, you do what the boss says, right? And this is the thing, corporations, that's what they're all about. Shareholders want to see a nice dividend at the end of the month. That's what they want. Corporations operate now on every year you will make more money. You made on your shares, you got $10 for every dollar you invested. So if they don't get that again, then like they've kind of failed. You know, as far as those guys are concerned. Damn, I lost the heal pet. And FP thing has run out and I need to go FP dock now. Oh well. Yeah, they don't care about quality content. That's how McDonald's works. It makes the actual burger, the meat in it and the flavour of the burger itself is crap. And it always has been. What they got right was, let's get the right sauces on it. And let's make it super duper cheap. You know, etc, etc, etc. And that's what you end up with. It's all for profit. There's no artistry, there's no anything. Because you can't have infinite profitability. The world is finite, right? It's so many millions and millions of square miles. It's so many billions of people. So the only way you continue to make more and more money year on, year out is to dilute the quality of whatever the hell it is you're selling. And that's where we're at. The pickles on McDonald's, yeah, are thicker than the meat. Yeah, it's crap. Are the sauces nice? Absolutely. Put them on a decently thick burger, I might be interested, but yeah, it is kind of crap. I mean, we all know the pictures on the screens or the wall or whatever bear no resemblance to the product you buy. And yet, somehow we seem happy to accept it. Oh, it's a McDonald's, it's fine, it tastes the same. Because 99% of the taste is the sauces. That's it. That's what you're tasting. There's no meat flavour to it. You pull the burger out of a McDonald's, scrape everything off it and bite into it, it tastes of nothing. It's like cardboard. I mean, seriously, it's like cardboard. It's just really, you know, and they've done the same with music. You go back to the 90s, before the digital age really got started, and the fries are awesome. Yeah, but what are they? Because it doesn't taste like potato, does it? It's like, you know, when you, what do Americans, you call them chip. No, you don't call them chips. What do you call them? Yeah, potato chips, right? It's a thinnest possible slice of potato that's burned to a crisp, but has flavouring on it that you like. You know, so Cheez-Its, Lay's, whatever. So you're buying less and less and less and less, eating the chemicals stuck to it that stimulate your mouth. You know, it's like, this ain't food, man. It's just not food. That's it. That's how corporations work. Year on year, make more money. And you can't do that ad infinitum without degrading what you're selling to the public or charging vast amounts more for it. That's the only way you can make more and more money. And that's how they operate. And what that means is the product gets worse and worse and worse and worse, and the cost of the product goes up and up and up and up to satisfy the shareholders. It's awful. Anyway, I am getting another beer. Poe Bear Dino time. Oh, that was fun. Since when have agents become tanks? As soon as they could use CH and... Can't pull aggro the same, though. Because agents can't use iMongo and iMalice. Monsters and memories. Okay, okay. We're going to check it out. Let's have a look. Oh, that came out 2017. I need a pee as well now. Seems really cheap but interesting. Yeah, it does, kind of. Update 42, May and June 2024. Okay, so they're still updating it. Pre-alpha. Is it still an alpha? Is it cheap because it's an alpha? The new EverQuest. Oh, come on. FAQ. Early access. Media. Okay. Screenshots. Nah. Music. Let's see some... No gameplay on the main site. Okay, I can't play somebody else's video on stream, but... Early access since 2000. A little wary of that. 2018, 2019. Yeah, so like 7 years of alpha is quite a long time. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. You know, like Star Citizen, which, by the way, is a piece of shit game. Honestly, I tried it and I hated it. I just thought it was god-awful. The actual trying it out and playing it is like, you think you want the things it's got. Like, oh, you got to pilot your ship out of the hangar and into space and then travel. And, oh, it's so immersive. Yeah, but when you're doing it for the 20th time, trying not to flipping die just to do a basic mission and then still manage to die, yeah, a little less so. Some of the arcadey features in games that have space travel are quite beneficial. Just saying. Right, this time we're going to remember to be in team. Yeah, I tried it. I had to disable the E cores on my CPU in order to play it. I tried it on the free week, or whatever you call it. That was it. That was enough for me. I was like, I'm done. No, I'm sorry, I'm done. I tried it for free and I still didn't want to play it. So that, yeah, they did. Oh, it's free for the whole week, and I played it like 5 nights, trying to get the gist, and it was just god awful performance anywhere that's populated. No explanation of what you're doing, how you're doing it, why you're doing it. And then completely unintuitive. It probably seems very simple to people that play it, like Anarchy does, but it's completely unintuitive to someone that's never played it, you know? I wouldn't say it was a scam. I think it's WYSIWYG. Here's a game we're never going to finish. We are always going to be rolling out the next thing, and the game will never be complete. That's what they're selling. So I don't think it's a scam. Except if anyone playing it thinks for 1 minute eventually it'll be a finished, polished game, then yeah, it's a scam. Because it never will be. So there's an old, I think it might even have been Asimov that wrote it, science fiction story, where they keep trying to build the best possible spaceship. Right? They're trying to build the best possible spaceship. And after 400 years, they haven't left the ground. Because they keep coming up with new ideas and new things to add to it. Yeah, so I think legally speaking, it's not a scam, but if you're looking for a feature-complete game, it will never ever be one, because they keep going, oh, we're going to add this. You got to remember, guys, it's DX11. No ray tracing, no DLSS 3, no frame gen. Yeah, you can buy ships that, yeah, I'm just, nah. Fluff that shirt, you know? I played it for free and I still didn't like it, even for free. You feel the core of your being shift as the source makes room for a divine presence. Barbicus has reached enlightenment. Congrats, Barbicus. On 220. And what's playable right now? Yeah, I just absolutely hated it. What does that message mean, says Bob the One? It means a player has hit level 220. Which is why I read it out and congratulate them. So you get that message, everybody on the entire server sees it. Noki! Hey Carl, hope you're having a good day. Yes, sir, I am. I assume, sir, until I know different. You tell me what you are. But yes, good to see you, Noki. And it's beer o'clock, so of course I'm good. And we're discussing various other MMOs. We go, why do you still play AO? Well, name something that's actually better. I mean, genuinely, cost v reward? I'm sorry, but I just, no. If I mean, what do you think? I play out of some blind loyalty? No, I don't. I play because I enjoy it. I mean, someone said, why do you still play? And I said, the answer's really boring, you know. I went, why? I said, well, I play it because I enjoy it. It's fun to play. I love the mechanics. I like the gameplay. Yeah, you know, and so on and so on and so on. It's just... I just really like playing the game. That's why I play it. You know, I don't eat something because someone said, oh, you should eat it. I eat it if I like it. Kale all you fucking want. Give me an Angus or what's that new one? The Wagyu meat burger. It's really nice. Why do I play Fallout games? Because they're good, they're fun, they're interesting, the lore. The combat's clunky, and I know that. That's fine. But as far as MMOs go, I just have never played anything as good as this. All the way, and it's not, oh, you've never tried. No, I have tried. I have tried for over a year in some games to get into the game. And it just, yeah, it always feels like it's missing something. Yeah, rolling and twink. This is it. It's the making a new character with a ton of game knowledge under your belt and over equipping them with cool things and then going off and fighting the mob. It's a massive power trip. It's such a good feeling. I mean, any game can be fun with friends because it's not the game, it's not the venue, it's your friends that you're enjoying spending time with, doing something fun. You could be playing Spin the Bottle, 21, or paintball. It could be anything. It doesn't matter. They're your buddies, so you're going to have fun, right? I can play AO completely solo, not streaming it, make a character, not tell anyone it's me, and still have a good time. You know, that's where it kind of lies. Don't know why I'm dragging the demon with me. It's going to do diddly squat next to the keeper. Right. This time, let us make sure we are both in team. Doc. I doubt I'll get UBT on this boss mob. First Subway Twink could also solo Abby. Yeah, we did. It was good fun. And it wasn't even that much of a twink. It just had massive NCU space and a bunch of buffs. FE, hack and quack, and yada 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 running, you know? Right, let's do some clearing. Seeing as these arseholes will not calm. Never done any endgame raids. You don't have to have fun, although I will say endgame raids are pretty good fun. Oh, 5 molars at Pen Incarcerator. I'm guessing they mean the right-hand one. I don't know. Like the east side. You know, never eat shredded wheat. All that crap. Nothing wrong with shredded wheat. Yeah, a lot of friends I've got think WoW is awesome. I hate the art style. Absolutely hate it. I just don't like it. And I don't like that there's no twinking. It's like you've leveled, here are your new stats. End of conversation. I hate that. Oh, God, I hate that. Yeah, Rubicon 2019 was a good time for most people that went there. I'd say the first 6 months were just superb. What kind of killed it off, though, was miscommunication and such. Like, there was a massive lack of communication about how long the server would actually last, to the point where people assumed that at this point it was going to be done before the end of the year, etc., etc. So yeah, there was, and then the way they did the what expansion or update are we going to introduce next happened. Yeah, that was a mess. They called it Polegate because they said, oh, should we do level cap update or this update? And everybody went, you should do unlock Shadowlands so we can experience it before level 60 and do all the nascent stuff. That was the vote. And they went, yeah, we're going to update the level cap to 100. Basically makes Elysium nascents rather pointless. We actually called it Polegate. Because they basically didn't give a shit about the poll. They just decided to put a poll up and then do whatever it was they were going to do anyway. Nothing. Let's try this one. Nothing. This one. Nothing. Oh, I did get UBT on it. Nice. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for like pre-expansion level caps and stuff, but I think the majority of the server voted. I mean, it was stupid. They were saying it was possible to release Alien Invasion before Shadowlands. It just wouldn't work. But they made that an option. So the poll was just bullshit. And that scuppered it a lot. And then they posted something on Facebook that was so poorly translated, you could take it to mean after we get to 220, we're switching the server off. And people just stopped playing. They were like, well, I'm not spending X, Y, Z amount of time leveling up a character only to lose that character because you're shutting the server down. And people just started leaving that server. It was, oh God, it was just awful. The way they'd handled it was terrible. You know, you can't expect people to sort of go, yeah, I'll keep playing it. When they make an announcement like that, people were genuinely convinced that, oh yeah, it's all over now. You know, as soon as they pull the plug, all those characters we've worked so hard on are gone. There was no GMI, there was no anything as well. What I would have done is get the level cap to 50, not 60, 50, and then open Shadowlands. Now you think about how that plays out. Oh, well, we're going to get all the fun time stuff in Nascents. You know, and then everyone goes to Nascents, does all the quests, forms heckler teams, and yada, yada, yada. Oh my God, the mobs we snared, like, however long ago have just not become unsnared. How long does it actually last on them? It says 6 minutes. We've been way longer than that since I did the Doja. 200 to 220. Yeah, it's like doing 200 to 300, basically. In terms of XP, anyway. I think I'm running to the right mob. I don't know. Let's have a look. Chasing Legends. The one who asks the unasked. Yep. It's a thing. Yeah, we could have done Crypt of Home, we could have done Biomare, you know, everyone maxing out the loot and items from there, and yeah, before heckler grinding. Thing is, though, you can do sided missions in each Shadowlands playfield, so people could have started maxing out their faction early on, you know, stuff like that. So they did level cap 100. And then a week later did Shadowlands. So Nascents just never got a look in. Everything was Elysium, wasn't it? And then, yeah, the terrible communication between, you know, the player base and Funcom did not help. Yeah, and some PvP too, yeah. So this is the one we screwed up last time because we forgot to rejoin team after crashing. But never mind. I put the spirit to rest. Oh, no XP. Okay. Joining the hunt. special test for essences. Yuttos would like you to get hold of these essences as soon as possible. Restless spirits. Okay. This bit I don't quite remember. Restless spirits. Okay, well they were all up there, weren't they? And train Zan and possibility the Yuttos would like to get hold of one of these essences if possible. And has asked you to find one for him. Restless spirits are likely that they had access to these. Restless spirits. Well, there was a ton of those up by the mob we just went to, so yeah, not sure. What does the Oracle say? Penumbra Inferno. Spirits. And Zeofa did that. Just done the tombstones. Joining the hunt. Essence of perception drops from their corpses. Oh, the snake eyes, Ashen Viper. Yeah, okay, so we're doing some farming. I think we can probably manage it, if I'm being honest. I know the spirits it's on about, and they're right down the end there. No, because the Shadowlands they released had the sided missions straight away. So everyone just did those. And I don't blame them for a nanosecond, you know. I mean, it's always been the efficiency thing. For grinding in AO, you look for the most effective, least problematic way of getting XP and stick with it, you know. Yeah, it was just weird the way they did it. There were posts on the old forums about it, you know, how badly they'd done it. And then the thing that got me about it, and you got to remember I was already fairly well known and making videos about AO before the 2019 server started, like a good 4 or 5 years ahead of that. And people had jumped to so many, made massive, you know, leaps of faith in their conclusions about what this server was going to be. And I tried to make, you know, the case for sanity and like, maybe it's only this, maybe it's only that. And the problem we're going to have with boxes is if they've got paid accounts here, they're going to have paid accounts there, and they should introduce a you know, I had all the suggestions in the world for how to handle it. Like, okay, make 2019 a brand new server with a brand new subscription and see if they still want to, you know, come and box on this server. And everything I said about, you know, don't do it like this, they did. And I got so much crap from people going, oh, you don't know anything. I was like, no, I'm not even speculating, which is what you guys do. And then people were absolutely arguing to the hill. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. It's going to have this and it's going to have that, based on diddly squat but their own imagination. And I was like, I think what they've said so far is it's going to be this. And I made a video, thoughts about the 2019 server, before it even launched. You know, and I was 100% right about what I said. I got a ton of crap off people about it. You don't know what you're talking about. I read the message. The message was like as ambiguous as is possible. And yet they were still like, no, you know nothing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you're making huge leaps of faith with your kind of statement about what the server will be. And oh my God, it was so difficult. It was so difficult to manage that because I was like, I'm trying to be rational and you guys are just like all up in Dixieland, God knows, about what it's actually going to be. And they did. They came up with these preposterous, like impossible ideals of what the server could and would be rather than what it actually was. You know, I mean, seriously, there's some of the stuff that people were saying was absolutely going to be the case was like so far removed from what it actually was and what my kind of interpretation of what was said. What I said, well, what they've said is this, so it could be A, B, or C. And they go, no, it's Z. It's going to be my utopian ideal of what this server could be. And it really was. People were so far up their own bum about it. It was just comical. I just couldn't understand it. You know, I was like, well, why the hell would you go thinking that? You know, I know that's what you want, but you can't force what you want on a ambiguous message and say it absolutely says what you want it to say. And, God, it was just such a mess. It really was. I'm getting a beer. Yeah, I mean, to the point where, you know, what we got was pretty much what I thought we would get. Hopefully I'll find it with that. Probably won't. No, YouTube hates, or Google hates my channel. Because I don't make things for profit. I don't play the game. As in their game. So I make the videos I want to make. I can't remember the title of the bloody thing. Oh, that was a live stream of the original release for an hour. Why is it all coming up in here? The search function is crap, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, oldest. That's the only. Seems like that's the only way we're going to find it. Scroll through 4 years of whatever. Oh, back when my hair wasn't grey. And I had no beard. Witcher 3, such a good game. I played the whole thing on Death March. My God, that killed me trying to complete it on that, but it was so worth it. Oh, and a complete Skyrim SE playthrough. I did Prey as well for a bit. Oh God, we're only up to 2017. Come on! Oh yeah, my stint of Warframe. And then, of course, all the mods for Skyrim. Oh, I tried to replay Deus Ex, but the save corrupted. Right. So, before it released... somewhere around here, I think. Not through Skyrim. New server live stream. It was before that I made that video. Yeah, it's, and maybe the title doesn't say Arcade 2019 Thoughts. I thought it did, and if it doesn't, then it should. Because it's just like doing daily missions, but the only thing I'm talking about is this new server we're getting. What, thoughts and ideas about that. And I got such a ton of crap about that. I mean, I did the first day, and yeah, okay, I got 28k views just on that. Carried on with it, and then kind of went back to Rubica, by which time, but yeah. But there is a video where I talk about it, believe me. Yeah, I was talking about it, and it is the most disliked video I've ever put out. And people really like, oh, you don't know shit. And the thing I think it's going to be is what it's going to be, and you don't know anything. I was like, that's just not the way the world works, mate. It just isn't. classic WoW. Yeah, they would sort of like monkey see, monkey do. But classic WoW got released because people had created their own servers with classic WoW, despite Blizzard going, oh, you think you want it, but you don't. And clearly they did. That's why they were playing it. And yet, you know, oh, we're Blizzard, we know better than we know what you want before you do, and they were utterly wrong. And as soon as they realized they could make money out of it, oh, it's all good again. Nope. And okay, I think that's the thing we want. So we want a Essence of Perception, which I think we just picked up, which is that. Okay. Brilliant. We're making progress. Yeah, the thing was, the people that were screaming in the comments at me, you don't know anything, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be the other. And I was like, well, you know, I beg to disagree here. You know, they were like, no, the thing clearly said. It didn't clearly say anything. It's the most ambiguous post I've ever seen by anybody ever. But what I think they're doing is this, based on track record, yada, yada, yada. And, oh, people got so mad about it. And I was like, dude, I know what you want this new thing to be, but you know, I know the track record of this company, and this is not how they operate. Yeah, you had, oh, it's going to be new content, new updates, new weapons, new classes, and all this. And I was like, dude, no, that ain't happening. That's not going to be it. It just isn't. And they were, you know nothing. Where does it not say that, you know, whatever they wanted it to be, that's what it suddenly was. I'm not even joking. It was like 100%. Oh, whatever I want it to be is exactly what it will be. And if you say different, you're just wrong. It's like, how do you have a conversation with these people, you know? You can't, you know. The Dune game, yeah, people, oh, there's going to be Anarchy Online too. I was like, well, what they've said is, I don't care what they've said. It's going to be what I want it to be. Dude, the world doesn't work like that. What they've said is it's going to be a survival MMO in the Dune universe. No. Yes, that's exactly. They've been more upfront, I think, with Dune than they have been with Anarchy, but yeah, there were people saying, oh, it's going to be this. It's going to have that in it. It's going to have this thing in it, because that's the thing I want. And if it doesn't have it in it, it's not what they said it was. They didn't say it was anything. What the fluff are you talking about? The hard fact is, there is almost nobody left at Funcom that worked on the original game. Absolutely. You've got to remember, when people have lives to lead, they move on. Do you drop a thing? Let's have a look. But oh my god, the vitriol I had to listen to. Or I had to read on my own comment section. Honestly, God, it was just berserk. I know I need this at one point or another, so I'm just going to grab it. Nope, wrong character. Where's the lizard eyes at? I'm going to sneak here. And then go find the snake I'm looking for. I think I've maybe come the wrong way. Yeah, you can tell the Funcom staff don't really know what AO is, because when anyone asks them about it, if they're streaming, they go, "Oh, I was traumatized by roller rats." And you're like, yeah, what? 20 odd years ago? Because no one gives a shit about those things now. They're nothing to people that have been playing for 23 years. I mean, they're literally like an XP ball in a mission. If you're lucky when you open the door, that's it. They mean nothing. But if you played in 2001 and got attacked by one in the backyard, it was a bit of a disaster. But that's massively out of touch with where the game is now. Soldier Russell has resubscribed. They've subscribed for 35 months. Oh my god. How does that happen? Oh, that's his pet, isn't it? Roller rats were never that bad. They made a horrible noise, I grant you. But by the time you were level 10, they were like, nah, who cares? Should have gone back to... Yeah, there's no... Free-to-play does not exist. There's no such thing. No one makes no one supports a game for nothing. Okay? So... Free-to-play just means there's no subscription. It just means the cost of the game has been shifted elsewhere. That's what that means. There's no such thing. Free-to-play is a misnomer. There's no shit thing as free-to-play. Not really. You think about it. Free to play is like the everlasting light bulb. It doesn't exist. Should have gone free to play back in 2007. And then what? What supports the game? Because the game doesn't support itself for nothing. There is always a cost involved, no matter what. So, free to play just means we're not charging a subscription, we're going to get money off you another way. That's what free to play means. Like, not actually free. Another snake. Right, see if we can pull it all the way out of the thing. Away from the other mobs. Nope, they've reset. Let's try again. Have I got a dot ring? I think I do. Okay, let's try that instead. Uh-oh. Okay, they're going for him. I'm gonna do that. Well, then I'm going to kill everything in the valley. God, I'm going to kill everything. Well, I will if I have to. Yeah, the whole concept of free-to-play is, yeah, it's definitely a misnomer, because every game that's ever done it just puts paywalls on absolutely anything worth having in the game. Subscription, pay to win. That's it. Free-to-play is just ain't a thing. Closest you're ever going to get is playing Anarchy Online as a froob. But you're missing out on so much game content that it's kind of like a buy-in. Oh, try the game on, like, not very good mode, and then buy into how much better it is when it's paid. So even the free-to-play in Anarchy Online isn't spotless, you know? Like, if you play free-to-play SOTA, you can only get to level 15. God knows what the max level is now. God knows how many playfields you're locked out of and instances you're locked out of. But yeah, free-to-play isn't the end-all be-all. It's dog shit, mate. It's just another way to monetize a game. Make it as crap as possible for free, and then keep hanging ads for the good stuff in front of the person playing it. Free-to-play is dog shit. People go, oh, it should be free by now. Well, the cost hasn't gone up for the game in 23 years. It costs the same as it did in 2001 today. Name me one single item that has a monetary value that you can get now for the same cost that you did 23 years ago. Yeah, submodel is the only good model for an MMO. It's the only way it sustains itself and progresses and evolves. Silgiora, so kind of like Final Fantasy IX done free to play. Sure, you can't trade with other players or IM them, or without a paid IM, you first out base for the first 2 expansions, 100% free. You can enjoy the full content of, but after that, you have to pay a script. Yeah, exactly. Free to play isn't free. It's not. I mean, it's just not what you think it is. They need to make it a lot cheaper. How? If you can keep something at the same price for 23 years, how are you not making it cheaper? They have made it cheaper. If something costs the same today as it did 23 years ago, effectively you have reduced the price of the thing. Name anything that is the same price as 2001 as it is in 2004. Every other subscription-based game has gone up in cost, in line with inflation, but Anarchy hasn't. So effectively, they have reduced the cost. Let's have a look. Inflation calculator. Okay. Nearly doubles in 20 years, the cost. It's already half the price it used to be. That's how economics works, okay? There's a gazillion sites that will tell you how that works. 2001 versus 2004. Yeah, worked out, great, has it. Are you going there? Is that where you're going? Is that all you've got? You're proven wrong and this is what you're doing? Dude, monetary cost doesn't happen in a vacuum, does it? If you think it does, I have some bad news for you. It doesn't. Time available, cost of living, inflation, everything else. In 2001, a person of 18 to 20 years old is now a 40-year-old adult with a mortgage, with children, hopefully, and a wife and responsibilities. But if you want to conflate the player base that was playing in 2001 with kids today, some of whom, and most of whom, are the children of those people from 2001, go ahead. Because you're just making yourself look like an idiot. I'm sorry, but you are. That's not how anything works in reality. Think about it for 2 seconds. How? Well, when a year goes by, the person that experiences the year is a year older. You really had to ask, LOL, how? Does that have to be explained to you? I mean, you don't know that already? Is that a thing? Over on YouTube? I mean, is that a thing? You don't understand how that works? Are you saying that you do not understand that things do not happen in a vacuum? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying, I have to make things happen in a vacuum to prove my point? Is that what you're saying? Because they don't. You know they don't. Yeah, okay, so you acknowledge you've lost the argument, so your get out is, I don't understand the argument. Okay. Seen it, done it, bought the t-shirt, mate. You're not the first, you won't be the last, but it's up to you. Honestly. It's like Carlin said, isn't it? Most of the people you meet are going to be of average intelligence. Half the people you meet are below it, and half the people you meet are above it. I'm just saying AO had to pick it, a different model, then what they did, it would have been much better state than it is now. How? How do you know that? Can you show me your projection sheets and such like? Or is that just like your opinion? Okay, so it's just your opinion. Okay, so we're getting somewhere, you're admitting that. Yeah, don't sign up for Disney Plus, because apparently they'll use that as a legal argument for never prosecuting you for poisoning. Yeah, if you sign up for Disney Plus, part of the agreement is you will never prosecute or sue against Disney. And that was an argument they used in a court of law against someone whose wife died due to allergies. He wanted to sue them for the damages, and they said, no, you can't sue us for the damages because you've got Disney Plus. I can't believe they did that, but they did do that. And you know what? The only reason they've rescinded on that is public PR fallout. That's the only reason they backed out of that bullshit was, oh, we're making ourselves look bad. Yeah, but this is the problem, right? Manzana, right? And you're more than welcome here, and you always will be. I won't ban you for having a different opinion with me, but I will argue with you when you present opinion as fact. Because it isn't. It's opinion. Do you see the difference? So you're saying if they'd used a different model, things would have been better. Which one? Where's your projection graphs? Thinking that people don't change or evolve over the period of 20 years? 20 years, man. What were you doing 20 years ago? Think about that. Just that simple thing. A lot of the people that played AO 20 years ago now have professional jobs and responsibilities, mortgages, bills to pay, financing, kids, stuff like that, because they've gone from being college students to being middle-aged adults. So yeah, how they spend their free time had to change in line with that. That's not the fault of Anarchy Online, though. That's just not anybody's fault. That's an evolution of a person. My kids are more important to me than this game, but me playing it doesn't affect them. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't spend less time with my family because I'm playing the game than I would ordinarily. So for me, it's just having a bit of fun, sharing it with other people. That's it. That's all it is. And I do defend, the whole thing because, facts are facts. Christ, what was the price? Let's have a look. All right. What was the price of 20 smokes in 2001 v 2024? Oh God, I've got the AI crap. 2000. Okay. The price of a 20 pack of smokes was £3.50. In 2024, it's £15. Now, I wasn't insulting you, Manzana. I was pointing out that you were stating your opinion as though it were a fact, or it was facts plural. You can't say it would have been much better. There are no facts. Yes, there are. Gravity exists. It would be free. Yeah, make the thing that people want to play completely free. More people would play it. But there is no such thing as free to play. You're a company, you're running the servers, the game exists, you have to manage it, police it, and everything else, and update it, and all the other costs incurred. How can you make it completely free? I mean, you can't, can you? You as a company collapse. We're making a free product. Okay. Well, we've got shareholders, we've got dividends, we've got ground rates, we've got insurance, we've got electricity, we've got internet costs, we've got server costs, we've got these. They've got to make money, right? So free to play never ever is free to play. There's always, it's just another way of selling the same thing. I used to smoke. I can remember, right, 20 smokes costing pence. Not even, so if you're American, I remember it costing less than $1 for a pack of 20. So if you had a dollar coin you were in a bar, you put the dollar coin in and you get 20 smokes out. And then over time, you got 18 smokes. And then you got 16, and then you got 12, and then you got 10, and you were still putting that same dollar in to the machine. And then suddenly, you couldn't buy them in a bar anymore. You had to go to a store to buy them, and, so on and so forth. Imagine a potion for 2,000 to all stats for $50. People would buy it. People would actually buy it. There are whales now. So you got guys like me who have sufficient free time and love for the game and a stable income that's reasonable enough they can afford to live, pay the mortgage, yada yada yada, do all the normal life stuff, pay for the car, pay for the duty on the car, pay for the fuel for the car, pay for the insurance for the car, etc., etc. And they've got disposable income, right? Yeah, well, free to play, but how does your company make money if the game is in fact free? This is my point. So, okay, free to play is better, but the company has to make money, right? I mean, it's a company. It has to. It's got employees, it's got costs, it's got running costs, yada, yada, yada. How does the company itself still remain profitable? Remember, it's a corporation. It has to return dividends to the shareholders. How does it do that if the product it makes is completely free? How does that work? It doesn't, does it? So it has to make money elsewhere. How does it do that? If it's not a straight subscription fee, how does it make more money? This is what we've seen with Prime. This is what we're seeing with Netflix. Oh, we're making plenty of money, and they are. Trust me, they're making a ton of money. Enough money to spend hundreds of millions on shit TV shows that no one watches. And a few that people do. And suddenly, the reason we went to streaming services to get away from ads, they're putting ads on the stuff and saying, oh, but you can pay more and not have the ads. They were already making money. It could have gone on literally forever. The ads could have cost the advertisers more and more and more, but they didn't want to do that. No, they want to make more damn money. Year on year on year on year. And now we've got people like, oh, well, if you want to, Prime's gone completely to shit, if you ask me. Because now it's like, You go to the homepage on your TV, and on your TV it goes, oh, a new movie on Prime. You go, oh, cool. And you click on play, and it goes, rent it. This is what galls me. You can watch it once if you pay us. You're not fucking Blockbuster. You can watch it once if you pay the same cost that renting from Blockbuster cost back in the day, or you can buy it and you've got it forever. Yeah, but only forever if you keep paying the subscription. It's so greedy, man. It's so greedy. It's so unashamedly greedy. Have an Ashen Viper eye for you. There we go. More XP. It should be free, but the company has to still carry on, right? So how does it do it? It's free to play. 1 million people are playing your game. Magical figure we've just pulled out of our arses. All right, let's be more realistic. 20,000 people are playing the game. So that's like, what's that going to cost in server saturation and management? What's it going to cost? I don't know. It doesn't come for nothing, does it? So the whole free-to-play is never free-to-play. There's always a cost somewhere to promote your product as free-to-play. It's like the all-you-can-eat buffet. There's always, yeah, but you can't have 18 plates of food in 1 hour or something like that. You know, there's always a stipulation. There's always a catch. Free-to-play is never truly free-to-play. It's an expression come up with by marketing teams to sell you the idea you're getting something for nothing, but you never, ever are. Ever. These guys keep themselves in employment by making money. So when they tell you it's free, I guarantee you it ain't free. I'm getting a beer. Yeah, well, this is the thing. You've got to play these things out. See, I worked for I've been an area manager. I've been like I've gone from store sales, store team lead, store assistant manager, store general manager, area manager, general CEO of area, etc. I've done all that. I've done all that in real life, in real jobs, in retail and service industry. And shit costs money. Shit costs money. When you're looking at your profit and loss for the month, you know, where there's the bottom line, you've got to make money. And when you advertise like buy one, get one free. It's not free. You just have you just have the option to pay the price for the thing that they want you to pay, which is, it's a volume product, okay? So what that means is they got a better deal by buying a gazillion more than they need for their stores, and we're going to pass on that to you under the enticement of buy two of the same damn thing, whether you need it or not, because it feels like it's half price. Hey, we got it for quarter price, so if you buy one, we make way more money, and if you buy two, we still make more money. That's how buy one, get one free works. I know. I put pen to paper and put it on the profit and loss, and that's exactly how it works. Lerod, or is that an I or an L? But thanks for the sub, I appreciate you, dude. Okay, where are we up? Killing the messenger. Alright, we're into that bit. What time are we at, though? Oh my god! This is far too late. I'm up way too late. Yeah, so I've done the arse end of all the, kind of specular, oh, it would be better like this, but I don't understand how business works kind of thing. Whereas I come from I know exactly how business works kind of standpoint, and yeah, it's a little different. Right, we need the something from one of those lizards. Excuse me. What's this on Twitch? Lester. A 5k concurrent or concurrent player base on an MMO may cost you $1,500 a month. Well, we've got someone that is a person that works in a data center, Siljar Russell, who kindly resubscribed after 35 months. What does it cost to run an MMO with 5,000 players? What does your company charge for that kind of service? If I may presume upon your professional knowledge, and I apologise for that gross overstep of boundaries, but I am so curious now what that costs in a country that is incredibly cheap to live in, because they're in like northern Europe, like Denmark, Sweden, etc., etc., etc. Oh, they pay a lot of, tax on the wages in those countries. But guess what? Your healthcare is free. You get seen straight away, and if anything happens to you, they look after you. I'll take the deal. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the deal. Courier lizard is who we want. Yeah, I don't mind high living costs if I can see a doctor the same day I feel sick. I can get a hospital appointment days later. I don't have to worry about being picked up by an ambulance because it's all free. It's a huge difference of... It's like the cost of not dying in a lot of countries. Come on. Healed. Die. Okay. Go away. Right, we only need one of these, and then we gotta Jingo Jango. We gotta go. Yeah, I would more than happily pay twice the tax and insurance I do now to have that. And we used to have it in the UK. That's the thing. We used to have it, and then we had Margaret Thatcher. And they tried to sell off everything, privatise everything. And it's just been going more and more shit since they came to power. In fact, the last 14 years especially so. People blame all kinds of things for it, but it all boils down to that. Because we had publicly owned water, electricity, sewage, natural gas, etc., etc., etc. And their thing was, let's privatize it. Because if we privatize it, surely private equity can run it better. No, how can it possibly run it better when it has to run at a profit? If it has to make a profit, then the money has to come out of the system, and if the money comes out of the system, it doesn't go back into it. When it's a publicly held company, all the money keeps going back into it. It pays the people working in it, and it pays for the things that the system needs. It's just so massively different. Ronnie Reagan and Thatcher loved the idea of selling off the country's national assets to private equity. It sure as shit was crap for everybody else, though. Oh yeah, I mean the country doesn't. The country gets conned into stuff. It's the whole average intelligence thing. You can easily conflate a person who, can't think outside the box they live in. And that's okay. That ain't their fault, and I don't hate them for it. And I don't look down on them for it. They are who they are. They know what they know. But they're the most easy to manipulate people. Because they don't have a background knowledge that, that gives them the wherewithal to go, no, wait a minute, none of that shit works that way. What the are you talking? You're conning me here. It's like anybody. Me at 3 years old, you could con me all day long. Was I dumber at 3 years old? No. You just didn't know shit, that's all. Yeah, well, our country decided we'd had enough of that bullshit and elected a new government. And they went, shit, no. We're not going that way. National health, the world map for national healthcare versus private healthcare looks like this. Healthcare systems by country. So UK, still national, so you pay for it out your money. So the US, a couple of places in Russia, I'm not sure what's the red? Out of pocket foreign aid, okay. Armenia, no. It's not some communist idea. Christ, we built it straight after the Second World War in the UK. Clement Attlee. And every other European and Northern European country or non-European country like Norway, which is kind of in Europe but not, kind of went, yeah, that's the way to do it. And just did it. And everyone there just went, yeah, that's the way to do it. If you introduce a system that has to pay shareholders, directors, CEOs, you're going to get shitter care that people can't afford, but it's okay because only poor people die. That's the mentality of private healthcare, in a nutshell. Yeah. Do you know what the earliest sign of civilization is in mankind? It's an old henge, not Stonehenge itself. Another henge. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them across all of Europe. So the literal Stone Age, people think, oh, caveman. No, we find remains of human beings or early man in caves because they haven't been rotted away because they're in a cave. They didn't actually live in caves. They put their dead in caves. They lived in huts and, houses that were built of materials that rot away, like wood and thatch and everything else. And archaeologists now know that with modern techniques. However, the earliest sign, as defined by archaeologists and paleontologists, is while they were building a stone structure like a henge. So you can picture Stonehenge in your mind. One of the massive rocks fell over and crushed a guy's leg. Now that guy didn't die. He wasn't left to die or anything else. They got the massive stone thing off him. They then helped him heal his leg, so he'd have been not doing anything productive for 3, 4, 6 months before he could really use that leg again. And they set it in a simple but effective, not a cast, but 2 splints, lots of cloth and whatever tied round it to keep his leg fixed while it healed. And they said that is the birth of actual civilization, where even though survival of the fittest says, oh, he's useless, he's got a broken leg, we went, but he's not useless, he just needs to heal, looked after him, provided food, water, shelter, everything else for that person until that leg healed and they could go back and be productive in that society again. That is the birth of humanity. That's the birth of civilization. Twisted, welcome to the stream. Where the hell am I up to? Have I got to go and talk to Thingamabob? Talk to Eddie. We're going to see Eddie. My favourite Atrox, aside from the people that play them. And I ran the wrong way. Oh my god. Yeah, so even, the experts, so to speak, agree that was the earliest sign of early civilization, because it was when we became civilized. No, I don't know. I wasn't there however many 10, 12, 20,000 years ago that it happened. Maybe they saved him because, I don't know, he knew how to cut the stones, he was the only one that did, whatever. But they saw value in a human being that couldn't contribute in the short term for the sake of the life of a human being in the long term. And that's the birth of civilization. Right, where am I going? Killing my... Talk to Eddie. Okay, we'll go Bori. We'll go via Borealis. I can get EKG, chest x-ray, blood test, ultrasound, CT, CAT scan, and like 20 other tests for like £200 in Asia, all done in one day. Can the NHS do that? It used to. It would have done it at no cost whatsoever. And it would have been no cost because you've already paid for it and those around you have paid for it. That's how it actually works. So you get like government taxes, but you also get what they called national insurance. And that comes out of your wages, and it ain't much. And it comes out of your wages every month, week, whatever your pay schedule is. And it guarantees you treatment at the point of need. Every time, without question. So you never have to hand over money to the NHS. Yeah, so you get run over by a car or, God forbid, that happens. An ambulance comes, gets you off the ground safely, puts you in an ambulance, does immediate triage treatment on you, gets you into a hospital. The hospital look at you, decide what you need as medical professionals. They treat you, they heal you, they give you any of the drugs you need, and you walk out, and it costs you nothing. That's what national healthcare looks like. It doesn't affect your credit rating. It doesn't affect anything. You just get treated and you're done. And they're happy that you're healthy again. That's it. That's how a national health service works. And corporations hate it because there's no goddamn money in it. It's not for profit. It's for the greater good. That's it. Do they have long bread lines? No. The problem we've got now is that we still have free healthcare, but it's been defunded. And what I mean by that is the money the government gets from the national insurance that should be going into it, they've been keeping for themselves for the last 14 years. So it's starting to crumble. And it's the capitalist playbook. So you defund it, claim it doesn't work, and then you bring in the private equity to fix it. But it doesn't fix it. It doesn't fix it at all. What it does is go, haha, you're mine now. Pay me. Yeah, exactly. They're just profiteering because you can't say no, because if you say no, you die. No, UK is not corrupt, David. It's not corrupt. The Tory government we had for the last 14 years, almost certainly corrupt, because they want to get rid of free healthcare. Free isn't true. It's never free. Nothing is ever free. You pay for it. We're already paying for that national healthcare, but the Tory government decided they were going to take the money from it, keep it for themselves, put it into their own pet projects, and not put it back into the system. And of course, once you do that, then that system starts to break down. National insurance is the exact same thing as insurance. But instead of it being a private insurance, it's an insurance the entire population of the country pays into. You do get seen straight away. My father-in-law, earlier this year in April, and he has COPD, His own fault, smoked for years, don't smoke, kids, right? And he knows that, but he quit. And he's on 50 million pills and whatever. They don't cost him anything. He's retired. But he gets treated. And he became sick. And they took him to hospital. And I've no idea how much it cost to treat him. But they did it anyway. And they did it the same day. And we went and we visited him every day. And then they said, oh, we think he's better. Can you please take him home? We need the beds because we're underfunded and we can't afford more beds. And we're like, okay. So we took him home. And he came home and he got DVT. So if you don't know that abbreviation, it means deep vein thrombosis. It means you've got a clot because you haven't been moving around enough. I picked him up and put him back in the car and drove him straight back to the same hospital. And I said, I'm pretty sure he's got DVT. 30 minutes later, he was on blood thinners getting a chest x-ray and a head x-ray to make sure he hadn't got a clot on the brain or, you know, his heart. And he was still in hospital for another 5 weeks while they sorted him out, gave him drugs and such that broke down the clot, and he recovered. And you know what? He's out walking his dog today. That's what national health insurance looks like. And I'll happily pay national insurance every month so that can happen. Every time. No shadow of a doubt. It costs $4 trillion a year because the companies that currently provide healthcare charge $200 for a $1 bag of saline. It doesn't cost that much. They're making trillions of dollars out of it, funding their $9 million yacht, their $20 million condo. It doesn't cost what they tell you it costs. It costs what they can get away with charging you for it. My dad, who's 68, just had back surgery, hip replacement, still argue our healthcare is missing because you wait years. You wait years if it's the government that's supposed to funnel the national insurance money into the National Health Service doesn't put it there and says, oh, but we need it for whatever wank-stained piece of shit they want to spend it on. You put it back in, it works. It works great. No, you don't wait years. I got him out of the chair, put him in my car, and 30 minutes later, he was in intensive care getting a chest x-ray. Your dad's full of shit. Tell him I said that. Knocky. Tell him I said that. He was in for 6 weeks. We went to see him every single fucking day. Because he's my father-in-law. My mother and father are dead. All right? They've been dead a long time. I grieved. It became part of me. It's part of me right now. And there was nothing I could do for them. There was nothing the NHS could do with them. There was nothing private. They had private healthcare. And it still couldn't do anything. You know, there's a certain point where, you know, mankind only knows so much. It can only do so much. Medicine can only go so far. And unfortunately, it couldn't go far enough and save them, and they're gone. And I cried my eyes out. I went through the grieving process, and you never, ever, ever get over it. You don't. People, oh, you feel better. No. No. That's not what happens. This is what happens. Okay? So it stays with you, and it stays with you forever. What happens is you grow and change. Hopefully. But it never leaves you. You never get over it. It just becomes part of who you are. Pain never goes away, but your tolerance for it becomes higher. That's what happens. So it still breaks my heart to think about it, that they couldn't do any more than they could do. And they had private insurance as well. So they got extra special care. That got eaten up in 5 minutes. Got eaten up in 5 minutes. But they didn't get any special care beyond it. And it didn't fix anything. And they both still died. It was like 12 years ago. I haven't gotten over it. It's just a part of who I am now. You get me? Never give me shit about national health care isn't as good. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. I took my father-in-law, and in 30 minutes from when we saw how swollen his leg was, and I figured out, shit, man, he's got a blood clot in his lower leg, and if we don't get him to hospital in the next hour, he's probably going to croak. And we got him there. The only money it cost me was the cost of the fuel to get him there. That's it. And I'd have paid it 10 times over to get him there. He's a pretty nice guy. Also Mrs. Carlos 2's dad. You know, so it'd look pretty bad if I'd have said no. You know, it's not a chance in hell I would have said no. No, it was my idea. I just went, up you come. Wait, no, get in the car. We're going. We're not waiting for an ambulance. Get in. We're going. That was it. End of discussion. There was no XYZ. In the UK, you can get free healthcare even if you are unemployed. It is broken. People putting their profits above a person's health is never correct. When is a life worth less than profit? It's never correct. I don't care what your politics are. It's morals. It's not correct. It's wrong. I'm proud of what Clement Attlee did, creating the NHS, National Health Service. So we get paid, right? So you pay tax. Okay. I live in a civilized country. They got to make roads. They got to get the traffic lights working. They got to play the police, the fire service. You get it. That's a modern society, right? But you pay an additional cost in the UK, and it ain't much, and it doesn't get massively bigger the more you earn, and you still get the same healthcare. And I'm more than happy to pay it if it saves a guy I don't even like. I'm more than happy to pay it if it saves the life of someone I think is an arsehole. They still deserve the right to live above the profits of a company or a board of directors or a bunch of shit-stained kin shareholders. Because it does. I can't even believe it's even a discussion. I can't believe it's even a thing. But it is. Greed has no boundaries, does it? That's the problem. I'm sorry, you died because you don't make enough money. You call that civilized? Problem is, lots of countries, societies that can't figure out how to function. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, name 3 of them. Name 3 countries that do not know how to function. India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. Bangladesh is just a political mess, but I'm pretty sure India knows how to function. It's the 3rd biggest economy in the world. I think it does know how to function. The poverty is unreal. Yeah, and it should be addressed. They know how to function, they're just not doing it, trust me. The politicians that let this go by, when they know they could legislate to stop it, they've got vested interests in these companies. They don't care about people, they care about themselves, the money they're making, and everything else. It's not a lack of knowledge, it's a lack of will to do the right thing. I'll allow because you're not actually using a defamatory term because you mean Nigeria, not the other word that it might have been. And if you do use that word in my chat, you are banned for life. Trust me. Nigeria is a country, but Twitch is paranoid. I get it. Now, every country's most intelligent, richest people know exactly how things should be, but they choose not to do it. There's a big difference between they can't figure it out and the fact that they know exactly how to figure it out, but why do it when we can make massive amounts of money and screw anybody else? That's the problem. It ain't a lack of knowledge or information. You know, you get people in governing some of these countries that went to Oxford and Cambridge in the UK. They know exactly what they're doing. It's a choice. They know they're not serving everyone. They don't care as long as they're serving themselves. That's the problem. You know, they're happy with the poverty because it doesn't affect their bottom line, doesn't affect their shareholders, etc., etc., etc. It just goes on forever. Encrypted message. I think we got it, haven't we? I found the message. We did it ahead of time. Let's hand that in. Yay! You should Google how many American and other nationality athletes at the Olympics saw free dental, free other healthcare, etc., etc. in France because it's free at the point of use. Instead of spending the money or claiming on their insurance, which rockets their fucking premiums. There was a goddamn news story about it. I think it was one on the BBC, yeah. Paris 25, the village is also cardiology, orthopedics, physiology, blah, blah, blah. But the amount of athletes that went, oh, I'm going to get that tooth fixed now because we're in France, it's free at the point of use. I can't afford it in the States. What does that tell you about the healthcare system there? What does that tell you? Does it not tell you it's broken, not fit for purpose, doesn't work, just feeds corporations? The village also offers blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the village offers, but also the athletes went private. Yeah. It's kind of nuts that that's a thing where you have to think that way. To me, as a British person that knows I can get all of this because I've already paid for it. I paid national insurance my whole working life. I'm entitled to the care. So I can just ask for it and get it and done. And I'm happy, even though my care has finished, to continue to pay into the system so that every other person can. Even if I don't fucking like them. I don't care. I want them to have the health care. I had to look. Yeah, the way they works in the UK is they keep increasing the voluntary excess to the point where the excess is greater than the value of the vehicle. So someone crashes into you. If you can't actually claim from them, you got no car and you got no money to replace the car because your excess is basically the value of the vehicle. But you have to have the insurance or it's illegal to drive it. Tell me that's not effed up. Because it is. Confronting the scientists. We'll leave that for the next stream. Yes, we will. Right, okay. Who else is streaming Anarchy online? Let's have a look. There's me. And there's somebody in Germany, I think. It looks like German. Wir Schicht gut fühlen will commit hin. I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, the guy's got like one person watching. Can they English? We've got a camera. I'm hoping they... Okay, they got alerts. I just want to hear them speak.
Lobstricht folgt jetzt. Toolkit folgt jetzt.
Let's see, can you speak English as well? Oh, they look pretty intense, man. I mean, the guy in the top left corner hasn't moved since we've been here. Is that, like, not actually a live cam? Okay, I'm going to get another beer, and then we're going to come back. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Are they back? I don't know, guys. How do you feel? Should we raid, or I just want to, like, confirmation of life, please? You know what I mean, don't you? Do you know what? My father-in-law, I bought him the car he used to drive back in 2012 when he retired, right? So he retired and he was looking at a new car. I said, do you know what? I'll buy you a new car. So I bought him a Jag. Yes, a Jag with like 8 A's in it. Because he really liked my Jag. So I got him one. Paid for it. Put the insurance on it. The whole... There you go. Keys. Car. For a whole year. Off you go. Happy retirement birthday. And then eventually he said, I'm going to get a new car. Do you want that one you got me? And he literally gave me the car back, which is nuts. But anyway, he gave me it back. And he said, I've got a new car now, but I want to put you on the insurance just in case I can't drive and you have to drive me. Because the guy's getting old and he's not 100%. And I was like, yeah, okay. And we put me on his car, and it actually made his insurance cheaper to have me on his car than just him. Oh, God, we laughed. I mean, it didn't make it much cheaper, but it still made it cheaper. Normally, you add a second driver to his car insurance, it goes... Nope. It went down. God, that was funny. So, like, I pay for the insurance on the one I'm driving, and I pay the road tax and duty, and yeah, I just cover it, right? But I also said, if you want to put me on the new car, I'll pay however much more it costs, and it just I put myself on it, went through the whole thing, and the cost actually went down, which is bonkers. Is he ever coming back? Is this actually him, or is it just a picture? Where did they go? What did they say, Cotton Eye Joe? I kind of want to raid the guy, but I'm also kind of like, well, I don't want to drop you on a channel where the guy's disappeared. I don't think I can do it, guys. I don't think I can do it. I can't raid the guy when he's this. I know it's Anarchy Online, but, you know, if they're just, like, AFK for the next hour, then, you know, I've done you a disservice. So, we're going to call it there. Yes, we are. We're going to say good night all. I will see you maybe on Wednesday, but failing that, 100% on Saturday for another Grace giveaway. Love you all. Miss you all. But I will see you in the next one. Okay, folks. Bye for now. Oh my god, over on the YouTube, which I haven't looked at for donkeys. I was trying to raid over on Twitch and turned my head off from the other monitor. Jeremy Cobb for $10 super chat. Thank you so much, dude. Why can't I like it? What's going on? I know, but I like thumbs up. For some reason, I can't click like. Why can't it? Why would I not? Anyway, but yes, we're calling it a day here. Yes, we are. It's a little late for me. I may get one episode of Lost, and then I'm off to bed. Yeah, I know I'm late to the party. I know they stopped showing Lost in 2010, but I've never watched it because I was busy at work from 2004 to 2010. It's not that big a period of time. 6 years I was really busy at work and I never ever watched it. Anyway, so I started watching it about a month ago. Anyway, so there we are. So that's what I'll be... No goddamn spoilers, please. But yes, I was watching it then. But Jeremy, thank you very much, my dude. That's very generous of you. I super appreciate it. I don't know why I can't click like, but thank you. Thank you very, very much. But we're kind of done. We're kind of done. So, yeah. Let's celebrate their 10th super on a live stream. Okay. What do I do? How do I don't, oh, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know what that means. Back to AO for me. You know it makes sense. The amount of games that are still out there that are terrible. Nah. Anarchy. It's always been the one for me. It probably always will be until, I don't know, someone comes up with the same game but newer something. But yeah, nothing quite compares for me. And it never has. It probably never will. But I appreciate it, Jeremy. Thank you so much, my dude. But we are going to end the stream now because it's like 11 o'clock at night for me and I need to go. So, love you. Gonna leave you. But thank you. And I will see you for the next one, which is probably Saturday. You've most likely got better things to do. But yeah. So, yeah. This is kind of the goodbye now. They're playing Jupiter. That's the music they play that's Get Off the Stage Now at the Oscars. It's called Jupiter. Anyway, so now you know. Love you all. See you on Rubicar. Indeed. Bye for now.